Alright guys, I'll assume that I'm live, and I can't really wait any longer because there is an opportunity here that I was waiting for. We're just gonna go long one contract on crude here. So I was buying crude earlier today. I was in a long down here, but it's a shoulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda kind of situation. So I don't want to be one of those guys, but I did catch it around here. So after it sort of went up, rebounded, and after I started seeing sort of a little bit of a buying pressure here, I started buying it. So, and right now it looks like we're catching potentially a nice trade as well. I want to take the same thing on my Trade of 8 accounts. There you go, awesome. So my Trade of 8, I'm going for $600, which is sort of the max I can make in one day with the 40% consistency. Okay. Yeah, hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you had a nice and a successful trading day so far. It's been okay for me, but I am still hoping to make a little bit more money here. See if that can happen. Hope you guys can see me. Hope you guys can hear me. All right, okay. So pretty much the idea for this trade is that crude's been sort of in an uptrend, I believe. Maybe lately, just the past couple of days, we had these sell-offs. But I believe, like in general, there is more sort of inclination to go higher, at least today, than lower. Right now, we had a pretty big flush. Like they flushed it down pretty hard from 101 to 99.92. And they rebounded pretty nicely as well with a nice reversal bar here. So we'll see if this move can continue for this one. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so definitely what I want to see right now is a nice follow-up. So after this bar, I want to see another green bar, white bar in my case, another one after that. And target-wise, we kind of have to play it by ear, kind of see what's going to happen. But it would be great if we could revisit these highs here. If I want to put my sell limit up here. Or, maybe even here. So we're kind of see where we are. And we will be definitely looking to add to this trade. So if we were to close a second bar strongly at the highs, we have 1 more minute left till the second 5-minute bar closes. If we were to strongly close that bar, I would be looking to add to this trade. To push our winners. So the only thing that I'm sort of worried about is this gold. So gold's been trading sort of in an inverse correlation to crude for the last couple of days, a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, in fact. So when the gold was going up, crude was going down, and I see sort of a move up on gold. That's also kind of reversing. So that's something that makes me a little bit worried that the crude trade may not work. But this can all change in a matter of minutes, as anyone who, a matter of seconds, in fact, as everybody who traded a day in the markets would know. Okay, so we're a little bit in profit right now, but this, it's not enough. I was hoping for a better follow-up. I would not be adding to this trade just as yet. In case you guys are curious, So the account that I'm trading here is a take profit evaluation account. I was able to make 4.5K yesterday, and today, yeah, as you guys can see, we're just in this crude trade pretty much. Yeah, our trade of 8 trades would be a little bit underwater just because we opened them after the move has already started. We have a better entry here in our take profit trader account. A few words about my strategy, just so you guys kind of know what I'm looking for when I'm trading. So pretty much the way I trade is I use the naked charts approach. What that means is that I don't like to use any indicators, any systems, or anything, anything like that. Because my sort of thinking is that if I can find a process that's super simple and I can execute it if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling a little bit stressed out, then that's exactly where I want to be. And very often, everything I say comes from my experience, right? So people may disagree, may have different opinions, but what I found about trading is that strategy is not as important as your risk management. And I know, like, everybody says that in sort of a cliche, but trading these prop firms accounts, if you can allow yourself to be wrong 10 or 20 times before the account is blown, then you're going to be trading from a much different standpoint. If you have a 50% hit rate or anything like that, if you can stick to those, 10 to 20 sort of hits rule, dividing your drawdown into 10 or 20, then you will pass every account pretty much. The problem is, and it happens to good traders and why they blow accounts, right, is when we start risking too much on every trade. If we buy a 150K account with 4,500 drawdown and we start risking $1,000 per trade, well, then it becomes a lottery at that point. You have 5, tickets into the lottery, and then if it doesn't go your way, then you're pretty much screwed, right? The account is blown. But if you can stop yourself and sort of be more patient and tell yourself, hey, let me get 10 shots at this, or 20 even better, then you don't even need a great strategy. So that was sort of a long segue to tell you guys that my strategy aims at simplicity. So what I'm looking for is pretty much the trend, first of all. So when I came today, this morning, I saw that we went up, then we came down to retest these lows right here, right? And we can draw a little line here. And then we went very strongly from here, went for a second leg, and then we tested back. And now we tested back to these highs sort of from the Asia session, you can say, right? And we found a bunch of resistance there, support there. So now my thinking is that from here, I want us to retest the highs of this, what time was 10:50, so the start of the New York session, like the first hour or so of the New York session. That's pretty much it. I have a 20 EMA, 20-point EMA, I think it's called, 20 EMA, and EMA with a setting of 20 to kind of help me visualize where the price is at the moment. So now, after this strong move that broke through the EMA, we can see that the price is sort of under the EMA. So that's, giving a little bit more of a pressure to our long trade. Ideally, we would love to be above it, right? It's like here we went strong above it. We tested back to the EMA, and we, went strongly, pumped higher from that. Here we broke through the EMA. We went back to it, got rejected again, tried going up again, and we failed like really strongly. So like in trading, there's a lot of, every time in trading, there's a lot of things that are for your trade and also against your trade. Because you can, that's something that Al Brooks say. Like, what would be the point of somebody else taking the opposite side of your trade if you had 100% probability of it going your way, right? It's impossible. The market is comprised of buyers and sellers. So if there's a seller, there has to be a buyer. If there's a buyer, there has to be a seller. So every sort of trade has to be somewhat attractive to both sides, bulls and bears. Right? Like my entry here, right? So I decided to go long because I believe that we're going to continue this move from this morning. But another person can say, we tried going up and we rejected strongly from here. We have a trend, sort of from yesterday that's going down, and we now had a very strong leg down. I believe it's going to go lower to test these points. And here we are, right? I'm trying to buy, and somebody else may be selling and may have an equally good sort of reason to do so. That's exactly why we have stops, so we don't have to worry about that. All we have to do is just keep our risk managed, pick the trade, and sort of watch it, manage it, and hopefully it goes in our direction. Yeah, so like at the beginning of the stream, we sort of talked about the correlation between crude and gold. So it's been inverse, meaning when crude went up, gold would go down. Gold and equities as well, so NASDAQ, S&P. And right now we're seeing a little bit of a struggle here. And also I wanted to show you sort of with gold, every sort of attempt to go up, right? Like if we were to draw a trend line here, like every attempt to go up, it's been met with selling, right? Like here we kind of tried to expand, we brought them down very strongly, and then we couldn't just kept getting rejected here, but also we couldn't go strongly down. There was also enough buying interest to push the market higher. So it's been sort of in two minds, gold today. That's why I kind of tried to stay away from the gold market. Yeah. And for crude, we talked about this a follow-up that we wanted to see, right? We wanted to see another green bar here. Currently, it doesn't look like we definitely didn't get it in the first two bars. But our stops are in the market. So now we're just gonna sit and wait. Yeah, for this take profit trader account, I need to get to 159,000. So we're currently at 154 and 400. And we can only make, there's 50% consistency rule. So any day cannot be higher, like profits on any day cannot be higher than 50%. Right, so right now it's I can pretty much go up to 4,500. And if we started getting a really nice move and we started adding to this trade, it's definitely possible. I just want to see, honestly, a little bit more buyers here. Like I want to be a little bit more convinced that it's actually possible that we go up. If I would say what's my confidence that this is gonna go up now, I would say it's 55%. Like I think I'm only 5% more certain that it's gonna go up than that it's gonna go down. If I can get to like 60%, which would be like a stronger bull close right now, that would be 60%. That's when I would add, pretty much. But right now, if I add, I'll have to drag my stop up. And if it's, hasn't decided yet, it can easily wick me out here, right? So if we imagine that scenario, I add in one more contract, then I want to move my stop. So I'm risking still the same amount of money. It comes down just a little bit, takes me out, and then can go in my direction. So that's something that I want to avoid. That's why I'm not adding to this trade just yet. Yeah, we're not seeing those buyers step in just now, just yet. Okay, we're seeing a little bit of selling. So for now, the sellers are getting what they want, right? They're getting a little bit of a continuation going up, going down, right? But we definitely, the last thing we want to do is freak out right now and close our buy and open a sell. First of all, because the bar is not closed yet, this bar that's now, this one right here, right? That's now black. This can just as well close white. I've seen it so many times that it's hysterical. How many times I've seen a big black bar just turn into white, and also on top of it, me kind of closing out of my longs and going short, then ending up, you know, selling on the wick here, and this bar going here. There's just a lot of stuff that can happen when you're selling, when you're trading like candles that haven't closed. I believe you don't have all the information. Not that you ever have all the information in the markets, but at least we want to have some information, right? Like, how else are we hoping to make sense of this all if we have no information to go by? Here we're $72 on negative. Yeah, as you guys can see, like these two accounts are already done, so I'm not trading those. I'm just trying to push those three accounts to the same level. It's just going kind of for these highs, hopefully. We'll see. For all of you guys that are looking to pick up some prop firm accounts, there's quite a bit of them right now running a 50% off promos. I know Take Profit Trader, I think, still has their 50% off. I heard Lucid is doing the same. Tradeify has 40% off on 5 accounts. And Alpha Futures is doing 50% off as well. So it's definitely, this week is the week to pick up some props accounts if you guys are looking to buy some. This is sort of a downside of streaming trading, because you can start a stream and nothing is happening, right? So we're just kind of sitting there and looking at this chart. But yeah, I think as long as we can talk about something educational, I think it's valuable. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so buyers are getting overpowered by the sellers right now. We have another push down. Ideally, our stop should be over here. Do I want to add just 10 ticks in case that is the difference between me getting stopped out or not? Yeah, let's do that. It's sort of one of the deadly sins of trading, moving your stops down. But I think with 10 ticks, it's worth it. It's just, I don't want to be nicked out. Sure, it was like exactly. So I'm trying to risk $500. I believe here was around $500. Here's maybe 600. But it's an extra $100, and it could be a difference between me losing 500 or making 1,000. So I think it's worth to risk an extra $100. Not a big deal. Let's see what these look like on 1 hour chart. So gold is sort of breaking through the trend line that we drew, right? But there's still, yeah, one may say just as well that there is still a strong sort of trend line going this way. That gold's probably testing right now. And on crude, yeah, I mean, look at this bar. You can't tell me that this bar is not going to get any follow-up. It hasn't for a long time. I mean, we tried, and I was there for that long, but then we got sold off. But yeah, from sort of like a downtrend of yesterday, right? We tested back to it. We sold off, so that there were people interested in selling because of yesterday. But now we sort of flipped the script, I believe, with this bar. And this bar, apparently, not that I trade fundamentals at all. I make my decisions only based on the charts. I watched Bloomberg this morning, and they said that Reuters sent like an information that Iran apparently said that there's no, like they're going to give up their uranium resources or whatever, right? So, and that sort of sent the crude higher because the markets interpreted that as if it's gonna be more, kind of less likely that the war is gonna end anytime soon because of that statement. So more war, that's bullish crude. Less war and peace, that's bearish crude. And it's the opposite for gold and equities. Like more war would send equities lower, and then less war, sort of peace, is gonna send the equities, Nasdaq, S&P higher. At least in theory. You gotta love, but I mean, you kind of gotta get used to it. Like in trading, there is like everything is in theory, right? Like anything can happen, and no matter what you're assuming or what you think it's just like, yeah, reality is that anything can happen at any given moment. We have actually very little control over what happens. Okay, so there are people interested in buying this. That's good. It's good to know that I'm not the only one looking to buy this market. Let's see. All right, so we're getting into the positive territories. Plus 40, plus 50, plus 50. Nice. All right, that's a nice looking bull bar. Let's see if we can get some continuation there. We have 1 more minute till the close of this bar. Okay, and our trade of 8 accounts are just getting to the positive territories, almost. Minus 18, minus 15. Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. $30. Oh, 50. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so definitely some buyers are stepping in. So that's good. Sort of the premise of the trade has not changed just yet. We had that market come down here, test these highs, right? These previous highs, and now this level sort of acted as a resistance, support. I keep messing them up. They're the same to me, support and resistance. But it kind of when the price is testing the level from above, kind of above down, that's support, and when it's testing it from below up, that's the resistance. So yes, it's the support, right? So tested here, found nice support, and now we tried going down. We had a nice engulfing bar, right? When one bar sort of covers the other one, that's an engulfing bar. And now we're sort of potentially poised for higher prices. But we'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And I definitely don't... yeah, I don't want to add to it just yet. I would love to see at least a close sort of above here, like above these prices. Ideally, I'd love to see a close here, but that might be a little bit too far already, because we're going to be $400 in profit if the price gets here. And then if we add a trade here, then our entry would be kind of here. That's 159. So to risk 500 on 2 contracts, and it's gonna have to be like 24, right? 59, 24, 10, 24. So stop would have to go up to here. Yeah, that's okay. I think we can do that. So let's see if this can happen. Yeah, we can sort of draw that level, right? If it's gonna go up here, then we're going to add. And so let's do this. There's this. And I say add 1 contract. Long. Okay. And then we're going to move the stop to like 24. Obviously, yeah, just don't make a mistake and don't open a trade right now before the price actually goes there. Drag stop up, drag stop to here. Yeah, and we're waiting, right? Like Brent Donnelly in his book Alpha Trader, I love what he quoted. I think it was somebody else's words. And that person that he quoted was talking about the war, right? Like apparently war is hours of boredom intersected by minutes of terror, right? Or like seconds or moments of terror. So trading is the same way. Sometimes it's hours of boredom intercepted, by minutes or seconds of terror, right? When the price starts going up very quickly. See, so if we added to it and dragged our stop up to that 1024, right now our stop would have been hit already and will be $500 down. So it was not a good idea to add to that trade just yet. Like that market has not shown us enough just yet for us to add. In fact, what we can do, let's do it right now. We're going to place a buy stop here, and we're gonna do it with the stop at this level, yeah, and take profit up here. Okay, let's say buy. Okay, so now if it goes up, it's gonna hit our buy stop, and we're going to be sitting now in 2 contracts. as opposed to just one contract on that trade. At which point we're going to drag our second stop loss up. How's that gold looking? So they're testing that trend line, and they're pretty resilient. What is that on 15 minutes? Candle that just closed. Yeah, it's a nice buying sort of power. If that was somewhere else in the chart, like for example, if we didn't have this high, but maybe we were like in a range, then I would consider that to be a nice buying signal. But in this case, every attempt to go up on gold was met with selling. So I just find it very unconvincing to buy. Might be wrong, of course, right? But yeah, I find that unconvincing. How's our crude doing? So we are $140 in the negative. This can change any minute. Just look at this bar. All right, look, there's no one's saying that this cannot happen in reverse now. And if it does, then our contract is gonna get executed. So we're gonna go in one more contract long, and our take profit is going to be hit. That would be a beautiful trade for the stream. Almost like an automated trading. Let's see. Next time we're going to get some music going, because these can get pretty boring when nothing is happening. Not that the music always helps, but yeah, it can't be that bad. Okay, so we're $130 in the negative. Tomorrow my plan is to stream a London session open. So if you guys are looking, have nothing to do in the morning, tomorrow morning, if you're in London, I guess, and middle of the night, or very, very, very early morning, if you are like me in Florida, it's about 3 a.m. For me. Yeah, then please join. We can talk markets and have some fun. Hopefully, take some good trades together. Trading is kind of a lonely profession, so it's good to have somebody to do it with. All right, let's see if we can make some money on that trade. We're at $180 now, $70, $60 in the negative. So every sort of streamer wants their stream to be successful, right? Like catch some big trades on stream, but we just can't control that. So see, we would have been stopped out, right? Let's say that we opened that buy here, it would have been stopped out right here, and then the market would have printed a really nice bull bar. How would you feel in that situation? Because myself, I would be super pissed. I'll be like, why the hell did I get stopped out? And now it's, now I should be buying again, okay? And let's say I will buy again, right? And now this market is going to test that low again. That's me losing $1,000 on the same idea, when right now I haven't lost anything, and I'm potentially going to still make money. So this is kind of the difference between blowing prop accounts and making money from prop accounts. Like, if you don't have that patience and you want to just, rack up the market like really quickly, get $4,000 in one day on that account, so then you can pass it in 2 days. That is just a big sort of hurdle very often that you have to sort of figure out and overcome on your own. Because every time, like, you hear somebody else's advice, it's just you're always gonna treat it as, oh yeah, he's just saying that. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not in the situation that I am, man. So it's much more. I think to you it's gonna be more true if you figure something out on your own. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've lost money doing exactly what we kind of talked about right now, which is adding to the trade because of greed when market hasn't yet decided where they want to go, and then having to move the stop getting pinged, and then a bull bar coming in after having pinged your stop. So yeah, definitely it does require a lot of patience trading. And it's hard because, like, the whole world, like everything around us, ponders to people that don't have patience, but also going to teach us, the patient people, the more patient people, that it's not important to be patient anymore. Like, look at Amazon, next day delivery, very often for free, right? It used to be like, I'm not sure if it was the same case in the US, but when I lived in Poland, you had to wait. Like, if you got a package in 3 days after you bought it online, then that was super fast. Typically, you'd have to wait a week, 2 weeks to get something delivered to your house. Now in Amazon, if it comes here in 3 days, that's a long time. Look at how that shifted, from a week lead time to be like normal to now like 3 days being long. Yep. That's how we're being taught not to be patient. And in trading, if we apply the same sort of human inclinations that we apply in different aspects of our life, it's just not going to benefit us. It may in fact destroy us, destroy our accounts. So we'll be sitting for a while in this trade, and it's getting super boring at this point. I'm not going to get into any more trades. We're just gonna sit with this for another, like 20 minutes or so. So we are streaming for an hour, and then we'll see where this is gonna go. But yeah, exactly what we talked about. See, we're testing that level again. So if we now bought above this bar and put our stop down here, we might be getting stopped out again on the same idea twice. Good. But look at this. So we see that gold is kind of rejecting from that level as well. So we might actually see a nice move in crude in a little bit, in a short while. Let's hope so. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so this is definitely not ideal, I'm not gonna lie. So let's sort of analyze this quick. So we rejected from this level, tried going up. We were up for a little bit and then we got rejected. And then we tried going up again, got rejected. Tried again, got rejected. We tested lower, got rejected from that level. Tested that level again, got rejected again. And now we're testing that level for 1, 2 for the third time, right? So we'll see what's gonna happen now. Looks like our entry long became the resistance in the markets. But it's not so much our entry long as this level right here. That's a very thick level. A lot of big price movements happening from it, so they can't break through it. They keep testing to it and getting rejected. All right, crude markets, let's do it. Let's go up. Let's make some money. Let's make some money from this trade. Still don't mind this idea. I still believe that this idea can work out. We're now at minus 270, minus 300. Okay, so it's accelerating down a little bit. Yeah, they broke through the previous resistance level. Let's see what's gonna happen now. Ideal scenario now would be a strong rejection from that level to show that that level is protected. If not, if we're not gonna see the resistance, then the next level they're gonna wanna test would be this one right here. Will be our stop pretty much. If they don't get stopped here, then our stop will be the next level. And this is how it's shaping out to be right now. But thankfully, as you guys can see, we have some levels here where people might be interested in buying this market from. So there's a couple levels that sort of are playing in our favor. Yeah, and this trade was a result of a very simple analysis, right? Like when the market opened today, they started to go up. So that's sort of their initial idea was to push market higher. They found resistance here and came down, but having tested this low, they rejected strongly. So my thesis is that we're going to continue this move up, and we're going to get maybe even to this level up here. It's not happening for now, but it's not over just yet. It's not over till it's over. So if we're going to get stopped out from this trade, we're going to call it a day. We're going to bank the minus whatever it's gonna be, $500 or $600, and we're just gonna, like I said, guys, I'm going to come in tomorrow morning and we're going to stream the London session. There's usually more volatility at that time. Now it's kind of like a dead time. I wish I actually streamed at 9, but unfortunately I had some things come up and I couldn't stream at 9 or the market open. So crude oil market opens at 9, and there's a lot of kind of like volatility come in. Like this is the bar from 9 o'clock today. Is it? No. Where is it? Oh, this one. 8:30. No, wrong again. This one here. And then I was able to catch this move up here, so that was pretty good. Okay, so we see a strong bear close now, right? So now, unless we get rejected from here, probably the next stop is going to be our stop. No pun intended. But our stop is likely to be the next stop for this market now. Well, let's see. It's a heavy level of $100 that they're trying to breach again. Our stop is sort of in a good spot at 99.78. So if this, big psychological lever of $100 is going to hold, then we could see some strong reaction from that level. Let's see. The bulls are sort of a little bit shy bulls today. The bears are definitely looking like more confident bunch. So our strategy saved us from potentially $1,000 loss just by us not taking that extra, adding an extra long to this position. Yeah, if there's a holy grail in trading, I believe this is what it is. Just adding to your winning trades. I genuinely believe that is the holy grail of trading and risk management. So when you add, make sure that you're always risking the same amount of money. If your initial risk is $500, when you add, you don't want to make that risk $1,000. Okay, and it's pretty easy when it's just one contract, but then as you start adding, you have to always recalculate and keep recalculating what is that stop loss at the moment, right? And always sort of keep it at your predetermined risk. If you can do that, you're going to be pretty much acting like a call option, like very limited downside, because your downside is 500, but in case it blows up, then your upside is unlimited, because if you're like 4 or 5 contracts thick buying this and it goes up, you're gonna close 20 grand on one trade risking $500. So yeah, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you're gonna close a nice 10-to-1 trade. Yeah, like just the other day I was risking 500 and I closed $4,000 short on gold. You can check out the short on my YouTube channel. I was kind of going over that trade. That was pretty much it. It just kept adding to that trade. Okay, so buyers are stepping in. We're still in the fight. This is looking good. So Al Brooks calls this a second signal buy, right? Or second entry buy, I think that's what he calls it. So it's pretty much our first entry is what we took, like above this bar. The market makes a higher low here, and it's rejecting. So this bar is going to be your second entry buy. So from this second entry buy, if somebody didn't buy here because they didn't believe that it can reverse the move down, then now some people technically could be buying at this level to take it wherever they're going to take it, right? So the chances of this trade working out are still there. But like I said, if it gets stopped out, then we're just going to call it a day pretty much in stream London session. Like this session is pretty freaking boring. And I knew it was going to be like that, but just kind of, I wanted to stream at least for a little bit to show you guys sort of what I'm looking at and how I trade. Yeah, and there's a lot of sort of like information about trading online, and people want to make you believe that their strategy is the only strategy that works. Like their way is the only way. But like, bear with me and kind of like think about it for a second when I say that it doesn't really matter what sort of strategy you trade, as long as it's something that gives you like 60% probability that the market is going to go one way or over the other, focus on your risk management. Like always risk $500, on a $4,500 combine, right? Like an eval account. Like divide your drawdown that you have into 10, right? So like if it's 2,000, divide it into 10, make it 200. Okay, risk 200 on every trade. And then add to this trade. Keep dragging that stop up so it's always 200. And you're gonna hit $1,000, $2,000 days. And it doesn't matter what kind of strategy that you trade. Anything that you can pick up. Support and resistance is what we talked about here, right? Like we looked at this level and we wanted to buy the retest of that level. They retested, went one time, we went long, didn't work out. They're going the second time right now. So we know that we're gonna want to add one contract long here. We're gonna move our stop after this level when that happens, and then we're going to try to come out of this trade at the highs here. And this is it, super simple. But I am risking $500. I'm not adding to this trade until I see some nice bullish momentum. And we're just sitting and waiting. That's exactly what trading is. So you gotta be careful not to let others, seduce you with their strategy and their, very expensive trading course. Everything that you need is already on the charts. You don't even need to draw any lines on there. Just trade what you see. You wake up in the morning, let's say you woke up at 6 a.m. here, right, in the Eastern time, and you saw a market sort of went up and then went down, right? And they tested this level, and you saw these two bars at the bottom, right? So a nice reversal from the level. You could have been bold and said, hey, I think this is good enough. Like these bars reversed a lot of previous bars. I'm just going to go long here from this point. I'm going to put my stop here. So I'm going to risk 55 ticks here. And I'm going to aim here for the highs, 170, right? So that's a 3-1. Boom, right there. Thank you very much. And at 6:30, your trading day is already over. And you can do whatever you want. Go to the pool, go get manicure, a pedicure done. whatever you like to do. This is it. Very simple. Just risk. Risk is the most important thing, and not to get tilted, right? So like keep your head straight. Don't get FOMO'd into trades, and you'll be successful. It's obviously easier said than done, and I've been struggling for many years trying to make trading work. And honestly, if I can help you save some of your time, then this is what I'd like you to focus on. Focus on your risk. Okay, so I'm definitely liking the size of this bar. It's a really nice bar. Are we still in the trade here? We are. Our stop didn't get triggered. That's good. If we wanted to, we could drag our stop a little bit higher here. I don't want it because we have our strategy already set, our tactics. We're going to add and then we're going to drag our stop. So right now we're just going to continue to sit here and wait. Yeah, bear with me guys for a second, okay? I'm gonna be back. Just give me a sec. Look at this, guys. What the heck just happened while I was gone? This is crazy. See? That's why we have stops in the market. Yeah, perfect. I was just checking if our stop didn't get bypassed, and it didn't. Okay, so as you guys can see, right, it didn't work out this time. Probably was some sort of news that triggered this reaction, and in this case, and we got stopped out here. Okay, we're 95 in the negative. The Bears won this time, right? So that's kind of what it is. But yeah, it definitely looked like a good trade. Look at this close, right, of this bar. Like that is definitely a good close. Typically, this shouldn't have happened. So you could be, going in with a lot of size here and be very frustrated that, oh my god, you're like, this shouldn't have happened, yet it happened. Well, that's trading for you, right? I imagine there was some sort of news that whatever, the Iran agreed to some bullshit, and yeah, it was enough for the market to print a big, almost $2 candle. And now look at this, and now reverse it as well. Well, like I said, guys, if we were gonna get stopped out from this trade, I'm going to call it a day, and we'll come back tomorrow because there's not a lot happening in this market. And then for us to wait to get into another trade, we would have to wait for a few 5-minute bars probably. All right, so I'll leave you with this, guys. Hope you found it interesting, useful. Thank you for stopping by, and yeah, don't forget to catch me tomorrow. Okay, take care, have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.